The Voyager probes are about to leave the calm of the solar system and enter the stormy waters of the galaxy. They start to exit the heliosphere, a protective bubble around the whole solar system, and cross into a combat zone that hosts a cosmic battle between the Sun and interstellar space. Inside the heliosphere, waves of particles from the Sun, called the solar wind, push outward. Outside, an ocean of gas and particles pushes back.
As the solar wind is expanding away from the Sun, it's pushing against this thin stuff between the stars, the interstellar medium.
That's the last influence that the Sun has in the bubble surrounding it. Once you cross that, you are in interstellar space.
The heliosphere's front line protects us from one of the galaxy's deadliest weapons, high-energy particles called cosmic rays.
Cosmic rays are like tiny bullets, and they travel at close to the speed of light.
December 2004. Voyager 1 detects a sudden drop in the solar wind, evidence that the space probe is nearing the heart of the battlefield, a region known as the termination shock.
The termination shock is the region where the solar wind starts to meet resistance, starts to run into something, and that causes it to slow down.
Voyager 1 picks up surges from both opposing forces, blasts of cosmic rays followed by waves of the solar wind.
The instruments on board Voyager didn't just suddenly change from Sun space to galaxy space. It actually kind of went back and forth several times as it was measuring the energies of the particles at that region.
This suggests that the edge of the heliosphere is not a single battlefront, but rather a complex region of skirmishes, a sea of gigantic magnetic bubbles created by the Sun's magnetic field.
The Sun's magnetic field rotates with the Sun physically, but this far out, billions of miles from the Sun, those magnetic field lines get dragged by particles, and there's a lot of different effects on them, and they can get tangled up and loose. This creates bubbles, and some of these bubbles are 100 million miles across.
The magnetic bubble boundary is not watertight. Some cosmic rays blast through.
This heliosphere is much more foamy than we had thought. There are gaps in our defenses where deadly cosmic rays can find their way through into the inner solar system.
The foamy, defensive line blocks 90% of cosmic rays, but allows 10% through. As Voyager 1 passes through the battlefield, it detects fewer and fewer solar particles. Eventually, there are only cosmic rays and interstellar space. In 2012, the probe becomes humankind's first object to leave the solar system, followed in 2018 by Voyager 2.
It's been 50 years since the first satellites poked their way out of the Earth's atmosphere. And now both Voyager spacecraft have poked their heads out of the Sun's atmosphere, are outside the solar system and exploring the galaxy.
The Voyagers cross the final frontier and sail the ocean between the stars. They don't see their first discovery, they hear it.
In space, no one can hear you scream. There's no actual sound waves moving around, but there are waves of plasma, of electrons.
So as Voyager passes through this, we can translate these changes in the plasma density to sound waves.
This is the sound of interstellar space.
Poetically, I kind of like to think of it as the song the galaxy is singing, welcoming Voyager to interstellar space.
Some of these sounds may even come from distant supernovas. Think about that, a star dying tens of thousands of light years away, and here's an echo of it here.
The sounds of deep space tell us more about our part of the galaxy.
As Voyager travels through the interstellar medium, we can use these sounds to map out its local environment. And since 2017, we've been mapping how these sounds get higher and lower and higher, louder and softer. And it's telling us that the interstellar medium is not uniform at all.
Built to last 5 years, Voyager 1 and 2 are now more than 40 years old. Only one final mission remains, perhaps the most important mission, to let the rest of the galaxy know we're here. The Voyager spacecraft are now outside the solar system. Our sun is just the brightest star among many. How much longer can the probes keep going?
The limiting factor on the mission has turned out to be power. And every year there are 4 watts less power to run each of the Voyager spacecraft.
There are no service stations out there. There's no way to, repair things that go wrong. And it's really remarkable, the fact that they're still out there in cryogenic cold, operating. They're still working. They're still alive.
In just 5 years, there may be too little power to transmit signals to Earth. After a final message home, the Voyagers will fall silent forever.
This part of the Voyager mission, flying in interstellar space, is the long goodbye.
They're going to become our messages in a bottle. A little bit of humanity, representing us when we're long gone.
The 2 probes could survive for billions of years, and perhaps witness the biggest event of our galaxy.
5 billion years is the big date, because that's when our galaxy will collide with the Andromeda galaxy.
The galaxies themselves are going to be flying around the spacecraft. It's really remarkable when you think about it from that perspective.
It's unlikely the Voyagers will be hit by anything during the cosmic collision, but they may be flung out of the new galaxy.
During that process, stars get ejected into intergalactic space. It's possible that, flinging along with them may be one of the Voyager spacecraft. They could be not only, interstellar Voyagers, they could turn into intergalactic Voyagers ultimately.
Maybe the Voyagers won't just drift forever. Maybe they'll be found.
There was kind of a wonderful little jaunt of imagination that maybe if some alien civilization with incredibly powerful telescopes might notice that there's a little artificial object flying through space and be curious about it.
Strapped to each Voyager is an aluminum case. On the outer side is a map of how to find Earth with directions from different pulsars.
So why use pulsars to direct aliens to our location? These are the dead cores of stars after a supernova explosion. Well, amazingly, pulsars all spin at slightly different rates. So if you can actually triangulate your location based on the rates of different pulsars in the sky, you can actually have sort of a galactic GPS system. You can show the aliens where we are with incredible accuracy.
Inside each case, a gold-plated copper disc.
Looking back on it, it's really kind of this wonderful part of humanity. We sent aliens out there, unimaginably technologically advanced aliens. We sent them basically a vinyl record.
Yeah, the golden discs are literally discs. They actually are records with grooves. You can play them, you can jam out to them. It's got a soundtrack of our species.
The records have tracks by Beethoven, Blind Willie Nelson, and Chuck Berry. The sound of surf, of thunder, of birdsong, and a human heartbeat. So, will aliens ever find the records and give them a spin?
The golden record is a lovely idea, especially to energize and excite the public about this. Will it ever be found? There's a reason we call it space.
A tiny, cold spacecraft is a difficult target to find. Any species capable of detecting them would have a better chance of spotting our planet. But the Voyagers will long outlive Earth.
It's possible that they will find it millions or even billions of years in the future, long after we're gone, where there really aren't humans anymore. Or is there even a possibility that when we start traveling to the stars in the far future, we'll find them?
Awaiting discovery or Doomed to drift alone, the Voyager probes have already inspired one civilization, ours.
Calling these Voyager, it's perfect because that's what they are doing. They are voyaging out to the outer solar system and beyond and showing that there is no end to our desire to explore.
They've shown us countless wonders of the solar system and a glimpse of what lies beyond.
We, as a species, can build ships that not only sail the oceans of our Earth, but that can sail outwards to the other planets in our system and reveal new worlds.
They are the greatest space mission ever.
The legacy of Voyager is our remnant. It is our memory. It is a sampling of humanity that is out there now among the stars.
And if they last until the death of the universe, as the final stars fade and everything goes dark, they will be humanity's final statement. We were here.